talking about gentle parenting backlash and the new parenting trend called F around and find out, aka natural consequences. With us, Taylor, Vince, his daughter Nyla, Shelby, and her son Calvin, and Andrea, who actually set off a firestorm with her comments about this topic. She's a clinical psychologist, and Tina, who has run a daycare for some 20 years and says it's harder and harder to keep teachers in those positions because of the consequences of gentle parenting. Taylor, you have two kids, 6 and 3.
Yes.
You posted this video when your son was 3 with the caption, "Gentle parenting fail." Let's take a look.
The bushy hate.
No, Jace, you're not supposed to hit. That's not okay. So I'm gonna ask you again. Are you supposed to hit?
Yeah.
No. No, you're not supposed to hit. That's not nice.
Taylor, okay, so now clearly we're all gentle parenters in here. He just reeled us in with the adorableness in that video. What was happening in that moment?
That, he got a little handsy, a little touchy. I think he had hit my husband.
Yeah.
And, it's just, we were reiterating.
I know, listen, everybody gasps at this, but in truth, kids do test boundaries. And I mean, it doesn't mean he's got a one-way ticket to Shawshank.
He's little.
Exactly.
Like, if he was like a 14, 15, 16-year-old and he's in my office, like, I can tell you horror stories, but like, that's much more concerning. But
because there are whole books on so-and-so don't hit. I mean, there's keep calm. So Tina, you talked about it being in daycare, but in truth, some of these things are behaviors that our job is to teach them that they're not good behaviors. It's not that they don't come out perfect.
Absolutely.
They do these things, and then you have to figure out how to talk to them about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why it's like you have to analyze this situation too. Like, are you just hitting just for fun, or like, is this repetitive? Like, you're hitting all the time. Like, so we try to, like, if we see a pattern starting to happen, it's like, okay, I've been nice a little bit, now I have to change my tone, like, so you know.
So
like,
you feel like
this is
you've
not
become
what
a
we're doing.
hybrid of gentle parenting and strict or authoritative parent.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think in our tone, that's how me
Are
and
y'all
my
on the
husband-
same page?
Me and my husband? Oh, absolutely. He's the one that's gonna come and be more the aggressor sometimes. So, we definitely tag team and, say if daddy's coming in strong, then I might come around and I'll be like, listen, daddy is trying to get you to understand, like breaking it down so you're not just like, I'm telling you what it is, but I'm also explaining to you why, the why behind we're getting on you or why I'm telling you to stop.
Shelby, you posted a lesson for your son about weaponized incompetence. Let's take a look.
I will not, do you hear me? I will not give you step-by-step instructions when you are perfectly capable of doing something like this. You are perfectly capable of picking up your cereal bowl, dumping it in the sink, rinsing it out, and putting it in the dishwasher. This is not a conversation about anything other than competence. Do you know what competent is? I can. Where do I fit? What do I do? I'm able to do that. You don't realize it, but what this is, as an adult, as a grown man, this is weaponized incompetence.
Okay, that was a pendulum swing. I mean, because that's an example of you used to be gentle parenting. Now that's your natural consequence parent.
Yeah, I would say the way that I describe myself is a conscious parent. I humanize my children, I try to. And I also want them to have an awareness that every decision that we make has an outcome, right? And I want them to be conscious of what that outcome is. I think that it's very emotionally led, which matters, your emotions matter, but also you need to be able to connect your mentality or your thought process about things to the commitments that you've made or the job that you have or the relationship that you are in. And so for me, I notice with gentle parenting, but also with the authoritarian, that completely eliminates the power of autonomy.
Vince, are you hardcore natural consequence, or are you still in the middle, or where do you stand?
I'm a father. I'm hardcore pretty much. Yeah, but like I'm a single father, so I try to. There's a thin line between being her friend and being, being her father. So.
And Taylor, right now, how old are your children again?
6 and 3.
6 and 3.
Yeah.
So you're in the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
Do you think you will go back to gentle parenting, or is it full steam ahead with the natural consequences?
No, I think I wouldn't describe our parenting as gentle parenting.
Okay.
I feel like I said, we try to isolate each situation and try to teach our children why we're getting on them or why we're, telling them whatever it is that they're telling them. So eventually they can make the choice on their own and they don't have to hear us,
Yeah.
So
Because what I'm getting here is what are these categories here?
So there's 4 categories. I refer to them as militant parenting, authoritative parenting, permissive parenting, and like uninvolved parenting, or I call them absent parenting.
Yeah.
And essentially you come up with a quadrant and it's on 2 dimensions. So it's like high expectations, low expectations, low warm and fuzzies, high warm and fuzzies.
Yeah.
Where we want to be is we want to be high expectations, high warm and fuzzies. That's the sweet spot. That's where kids show the most positive developmental outcomes. They're socially mature, they're academically good, they become good civil, members of society, and they know the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
And so it's the sweet spot. But I think for some reason we just keep going from pendulum to pendulum to pendulum swing.
Wow, we're going to put that sweet spot up on the social media. You know how many parents right now are like, I was studying this. I think it's a powerful conversation, not a one-off conversation, but I applaud you for being parents who share this journey. Thank you so much, Taylor, Vince, and Nyla. Shelby and Calvin and Tina. Andrea's going to stay with us. We'll be right back.